All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving our honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone whom I learned the truth from. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the nation of Yasharallah. Shalom, shalom, shalom to you, very few Akwaf who listen and tune in as well. And I just wanted to touch on this video today. And the title reads, Why Suffering Makes You Exceptional. Okay. And, this is, speaking to myself. I'm going to say it again, speaking to myself first and foremost. The flesh, the flesh is always going to seek the easy way out. Okay. The flesh doesn't like suffering. Okay. And 99.9% of the people here in America really don't know true suffering. Okay. These other countries where, people experience real suffering and hardship and losses, they're built different. Okay. But, not to deviate, too much and ramble, Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai is, he's making us suffer in different ways. We all have our different walk, but the Lord is making us suffer for a reason, all right? To build us up, man. Not to destroy us. And you have to believe that. All right, let's play this clip, grab some scriptures.
What if I told you that your deepest pain could be the source of your greatest strength? Take a moment to consider how radically different your life might be if you stopped treating suffering as your enemy and started seeing it as your greatest ally. We live in a culture that constantly urges us to avoid hardship, to numb ourselves at the first hint of discomfort, and to seek out every possible convenience that technology and modern life can offer.
All right, and just to quickly say, this is why the majority of the people, including the 2/3, are going to bend the knee to the RFID microchip. Okay, because what Esau's he's gonna make it, to a point where the suffering is gonna be so great, that Jake is gonna bend the knee. All right, let's grab this. Matthew 7:13, and it reads, Enter ye in at the straight gate. All right. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. Okay, so we got to enter in at the straight gate, meaning what? The path of difficulty, suffering, man. All right. Even, this, like I said, this flesh wants to be, it wants to be comfortable. It wants everything to go the easy route, but that ain't the way Yahweh Shema Shai set it up, man. All right, he didn't set it up that way. Okay, that leadeth to destruction. So the majority of these people, the people you come across and the people you have to deal with, they're being led to destruction. A lot of these people who call themselves Hebrew Israelites, they're being led to destruction, man. Okay, because they ain't trying to go through the straight gate. They're trying to go up another way. They don't want to suffer. And many there be which go thereat. All right. So there's the 2/3. All right, is a great number, man.
But what if that approach is actually keeping you from unlocking your full potential? That's precisely what the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche believed. He argued that suffering...
All right, just, hey, take the meat, of this video and, spit out the bone spiritually.
Isn't something to flee from, but rather a force we can harness, a catalyst that can spur us to tremendous heights of creativity, resilience, and personal excellence. Nietzsche's perspective on suffering is especially relevant today, when we're inundated with quick fixes and simple escapes from anything that causes us pain. His message stands in stark contrast to the constant pursuit of comfort. Pain is not a sign of weakness, it's the birthplace of strength. When you begin to see challenges and hardships as teachers rather than obstacles, you discover that moments of despair, frustration, or anguish can be the very fuel that drives you to become exceptional. In other words, it's often the times you feel most broken that lead to your most profound breakthroughs, if you let.
All right, and that's in the scriptures. Okay, when I am weak, I am strong, man. Or if I'm paraphrasing, all right, the Lord, the Lord is building us up, man. Okay, the Lord is the ultimate. Yahweh Shai is the ultimate. He's the ultimate. What's the word I'm looking for? Uh, clay master. The Lord knows what He's doing. Okay, and we gotta fully, lock into that, man, and trust in Yahweh Shai. Okay, no matter the situation you're in. Second Ezra 7:6, and it reads, "There is also another thing: a city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things." All right, speaking about the kingdom, man. Second Ezra 7:7, the interest thereof is narrow. Okay, to get to the kingdom, all right, and receive the blessings that the Lord has prepared for us. It's very narrow. It's a narrow path. All right, not everyone is gonna be able to make it and go. Okay, we just hope and pray that the Lord grants us grace and mercy to be one of those chosen to make it. And it is set in a dangerous place to fall. Okay, Jake, especially Jake, man. Jake doesn't really like real true danger like that. Besides the so-called street life that Jake is in, that ain't real danger. Just going trying to find ops and shoot them up and nah, we talking about your life is really on the line. Okay, you're in a room full of wicked elites and they're looking to torture you. Okay, Jake ain't trying to really be put in a position like that, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. Okay, so it's a very dangerous path uh, to get to the kingdom, man. All right, it ain't gonna be easy. Okay, it's gonna come with a lot of suffering. Second Ezra 7 and 8, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. Okay, that's how narrow it is, man. Only one man, is gonna be able to go through that straight and narrow at once. All right. So that means that is gonna come with a lot of suffering. Okay, you're gonna lose a lot of things. All right, you're gonna lose a lot of people. You're gonna lose so-called family. All right, you lose your woman, whatever. You know, it comes along with the territory, man. Okay, it's easier said than done. We're in the flesh, but this is where the scriptures, the comforter, come into place. All right.
Them. Over the course of this video, you'll learn why he believes so firmly in the transformative power of suffering. You'll gain a deeper understanding of how he saw hardship as a gateway to growth rather than a roadblock. By delving into his core concepts like the Übermensch, Amor Fati, and the will to power, you'll see how adversity can be strategically embraced to elevate your life to unprecedented levels of meaning and impact. Instead of dreading those moments of pain and uncertainty, you'll discover how to reframe them, cultivate an unbreakable spirit, and channel your struggles into something extraordinarily productive.
All right. So, hey, the Lord he's building our spirit. Okay, because this flesh is weak and it's going to wither away, but our spirit, the spirit is never, the spirit never dies, man. It returns back into the Father. So, for us, to be able to go through Jacob's trouble, to be able to handle these sufferings that are coming. The Lord he has to build up our spirit. All right, he has to keep us. He has to keep that fire on us, man. Okay, to continue to purify us. Ephesians 6:12, and it reads, For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. So this is a spiritual war. Okay. It ain't physical. All right. It's spiritual. This is why these forces constantly, you could feel it, man. If you're in the spirit and you're observing, you can feel these spirits and these evil forces getting stronger coming up against us, man. Okay, the people you got to deal with, whether you be at work, your household, okay, your neighbors, things of that, so-called neighbors, things of that nature. You feel that evil increasing, man. The spirits on these people. Ephesians 6:13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High God Yahweh, man, which is the scriptures. Okay, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all, stand. All right. So the Lord, through our sufferings, okay, and being in a spiritual war, we have armor. Okay, we got the scriptures. All right, we got prayer. We got fasting. All of those things which I need to do more. Okay, we all can do more of that, man. Praying, fasting. All right, asking how about Shema Shai to continue to strengthen us through our sufferings, man. Okay, let's go here. 1 Peter 5:8, and it reads, "Be sober, okay, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." All right, the spiritual demon Satan and the physical counterpart they're trying to get us out this truth. Okay, that's the main job of the spiritual demon Satan and his physical counterpart. All right, it's to get us out the truth, to get us to stop believing in Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, and this is what's gonna happen to a lot of Jake, man. A lot of people call themselves Israelites, because Jake doesn't want to. Jake doesn't want to. Jake doesn't want to suffer. All right, and the spiritual demon Satan is gonna use that against Jake. Okay. 1 Peter 5:9, whom resisted steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions, okay, sufferings, are accomplished in our brethren that are in the world. All right, so we're all catching it. You can't make this thing about yourself. I'm going. It's just me going through this. Nah, man. Everyone who's believing on Yahweh Shema Shai and trying to serve the Lord better believe that the devil, spiritual demon Satan, and his physical counterpart are gunning after them. All right, Esau's coming with that great wrath. 1 Peter 5:10. But the Most High God of all grace, who have called us into his eternal glory by Yahweh Shai Mashiach, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect. Okay, so suffering what? So it's like you. All right, Slakia, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. Okay, so our sufferings are going to make us perfect, man. All right, the Lord is building us up. Okay, we went it off here. Romans 8:16, and it reads, "The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Shai, of Yahweh Shema Shai." All right. So we heard this truth. It resonated with us. Romans 8:17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High God, and joint heirs with Yahushua Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together. Okay. So when we're we're coming into what the time of Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of suffering. As the scriptures say, for my name's sake, we're gonna be persecuted. That's a part of the suffering. But guess what? There comes we stand firm. The Lord keeps the spirit on us to stand firm. We're gonna be glorified. All right, with the Yahweh by Shemel Shai, man. Okay, and that's priceless, man. Don't let no man take thy crown. Okay, you keep pushing this truth, keep believing, keep doing the work. All right, and with that, Lord willing, it's edifying. Till next time, Shalom.